According to a report from esports journalist Richard Lewis, the Overwatch League has landed two high-profile sports investors. Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots, and Stephen Ross, owner of the Miami Dolphins, have apparently purchased slots in multi-million-dollar deals. According to Lewis, it's not clear if the Dolphins and Patriots will be using those brands or creating new ones, but they are set to represent Miami and New England respectively. According to the report, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick is at the heart of these deals, going so far as to make house calls and spending about half of his working hours on Overwatch League. There's some skepticism about the Overwatch League specifically in the lack of information presented publicly by Blizzard. When reports broke of the Overwatch League costing as much as $15 million per slot, that skepticism intensified, especially given Overwatch's relatively mediocre viewership. This is especially true as the league is being pitched as a geolocation of esports competition, something that previously didn't work out in the mid-2000s championship gaming series. Investment firm Morgan Stanley has projected that the Overwatch League could be a monster success, citing numbers as high as $720 million in revenue per year. In his report, Lewis thinks that this report played a hand in getting the sports investors on board. The $720 million revenue projection from Morgan Stanley was the high water mark in the report, but contained some really bullish viewership numbers and required that Blizzard doubles the number of teams in the league. And that's just for starters. If Blizzard didn't pull through on all of the Morgan Stanley projections, the revenue could be significantly lower for the Overwatch League. According to a team owner that Lewis spoke to, the Morgan Stanley report doesn't hold as much water as Blizzard might like, stating, "The report is a joke that we're all laughing about. Having been involved in esports for as long as we have, we don't understand that projection, especially when you consider how little you make on something as big as having a team in LCS." Lewis's report also contains allegations by a team owner that Blizzard is prioritizing those traditional sports investors over endemic esports brands, and is not giving them a seat at the table due to a perceived lack of funds. These early investors in Overwatch esports could depart the Overwatch scene, as the team owner Lewis spoke to said that 90% of esports teams may not be involved if things continue in this way. Blizzard has been on a roadshow to promote the Overwatch League for some time, appearing at venues such as the Leaders 2017 Summit to promote the league. At that event, they revealed their vision for the league, which contained a list of cities that Blizzard could have franchises in. Both Miami and Boston were on that list. In the meantime, while Blizzard is figuring out things with the Overwatch League, players are having to take a step back from competing professionally to focus on streaming. This is in large part due to the lack of Overwatch LANs, in which third-party organizers are either outright denied tournament licenses or have decided that running Overwatch events doesn't make financial sense due to the impending takeover of the Overwatch esports scene by Blizzard's official league. Whatever the case, Blizzard needs to come out with more information about the Overwatch League sooner rather than later. If not to appease the Overwatch player base, then certainly to appease fears about the Overwatch League being esports vaporware. The last we heard from Overwatch about the Overwatch League was during the Activision Blizzard Q1 earnings call, in which they said that the Overwatch League was still on track for its debut later this year. We've reached out to Blizzard for a comment on Lewis's report, and we'll update if we do hear back from them. Remember to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for continued updates on the Overwatch League. You're watching esports on PvP Live.